Hey everybody, Crab and Cask with you today. We're going to do the Murdaugh crime scene, what's called evaluation. I'm going to show you, based off of the sled timeline, sled, what happened and when, using physics, using a little bit of math, and using some distance. So, what I would do, as I've done for months, is to offer this challenge up to any physics teacher, professor, any crime scene investigator, uh, anybody. Uh, Anybody wants to prove me wrong, feel free. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, here we go. Okay, let's go up here to the top. This is where the killers were in the woods. To get there, they parked about a minute drive, or let's say about a 9 minute walk, run on the other side of Moselle Road. I've shown you this before. There's a little spot where you can drive in. No one can see your vehicle. It's right before Cross Swamp Road. Okay? They go across Moselle Road. They walk into the woods. They get behind the cabin, and there. The elevation over here is about 4 feet below land, or where the dog kennels are. So now you sit and wait, and you know Paul's going to be there because he's been Snapchatting everybody. And now we know that Rogan's dog's there. He's going to be there. That's where Paul goes. Okay? Even Putin sat down on the stand. Everybody. We all know that's where Paul goes. Okay. All right. Paul Murdaugh's phone locks at 8:49:01. And Maggie Murdaugh's phone locks at 8:49:31. Well, here's what I can tell you. The time to get from the woods to the dog kennels, if you walked, is about 12 to 15 seconds. So let's say they saw Paul take his phone, lock it, throw it in the back of his pants. Okay. Now you see that, and then you see him walk into the feed room, 10, 15 seconds. So now you run out of the woods into the front of the feed room. The first killer stands in front of the feed room where Paul is. The second one goes and stands right about where Maggie was killed. And why would you stand right there or drop to a knee? Because if you look at this arrow right here, right there, that is the way to Moselle. And it goes a little kind of a path, goes up and around all these pine trees that are up over here. So you're on the lookout for Alex or Maggie, because you don't know Maggie is in the hangar. Now, Maggie's phone locks at 8:49:31. So where she is by the hangar, according to the prosecution, is approximately 30 feet. Okay. For a human being to run or walk 30 feet, it takes approximately 5 seconds. All right? Remember that. 5 seconds. So here's what I'm going to tell you, and here's where some math starts coming into play. From the feed room to where Maggie died is 30 feet. I mean, it was split right in two. So now you have 30 feet from one, 30 feet from the other. They both take 5 seconds to get there, or unless you're already there. But let's assume it was Alex for 1 second, and let's do some math, okay? So the math on this is you shoot Paul, okay? Now, if I'm Alex, I'm 6'4", 280 pounds, high on opioids, bad knees. I have to drop a rifle, pick up a rifle, and I've got to run at an angle of 45 degrees for a total of 30 feet, and then either aim or drop to a knee and aim. It's not going to be exactly 30 feet. It's going to be a little bit more based off of the 45-degree angle. that he has to run. However, that time is going to be approximately 8 to 10 seconds. Okay? Remember what I said about the 5 seconds? Maggie all Maggie has to do is hear the gunshot, whether she ran in the first or the second. Depending on where she was in the hangar, if she ran on the first, she's going to get there way earlier to her final destination. If she runs on the second, it's still 5 seconds from the door to where she dies. It's still going to take Alex drop a rifle, pick up a rifle, run at an angle of 45 degrees, drop and shoot Maggie. And he has to get there before 5 seconds. Before. Because why? Because she has stippling on her. And stippling is that residue when you shoot somebody close that leaves it. And close is like 3 to 4 feet, according to Dr. What's his name? Anyway, let's find out his name. Kinsey. Dr. Kinsey. 3 to 4 feet, that's what Kinsey said on the stand. So, you tell me, physics professors, crime scene investigators, how does one shoot, drop a rifle, pick it up at 6'4", 280 bad knees on opioids, and get to a spot in 4 seconds at an angle of 45 degrees at 30 feet? It is not possible. Okay? It's not possible. So, second shooter is sitting right there. And why are they sitting right there? Because that arrow I told you about before is where Moselle is. And they're looking for headlights coming through this little thing right here, the little pine trees. Okay? Now, they wait. And what are they waiting for? Because according to the SLED timeline, if Maggie is shot around, let's say, 8:49:31, or Sue thereafter, 8:49:45, okay? Now we have some time. And why, if you're the shooters, would you wait? Why would you wait? Just not leave. Well, one, you got to get to your truck, and that's about 9 minutes away. 2, you're waiting to look for headlights. If you hear anything, see anything. Now you're waiting. But here's the thing. Maggie's phone gets picked up and starts making vertical and sideways orientation changes at 8:53 to 8:55. So if you're the shooters of Paul and Maggie, you want to see what Maggie was doing with her phone. So you want 59 steps. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. From right here, where Maggie was dropped, and you can see it on the little arrow I put, to back here is, guess what? 59 steps. And why do I know it's 59 steps? Because that's what SLED said. But you know why I know it's right here? Because that's 148 feet. Yeah, it's 148 feet. And I've seen TikTok videos where people have done this, and they counted the steps off, and it was 59 steps to get to right here, where all these tire tracks were. All right, we're going to close this up. 9 minutes to walk back to their truck, get out of the Moselle, get into the truck, get down there. A minute. That's it, about 9:05, 9:05:30. They drive back here, throw the guns in the back, and then they are on Moselle Road at exactly 9:06, and they throw Maggie's phone at 9:06:20 on the side of the road while Alex is calling them, sitting at the house. At 9:07, he finally leaves. Prove me wrong. Somebody prove me wrong.